Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
Yes, Trinidad, your favorite Hardware Island Express. We now get some new stocks here. Fresh off the truck. Look at it. PVC pipe galore. Come down and check us, man. Lowest prices in Trinidad. We located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity Shagonas. Yes, Trinidad, your favorite Hardware Island Express. Continuing on the door sale. Alright? These just a few other doors that we have in stock. All different patterns, all different sizes. Large variety of items here. Alright, you can come on down and check us out. Lowest prices in Trinidad.
Okay, my friends, pleasant good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you who are locked on watching our program and anticipating our discussion here today, we are going to speak, my friends, about the budget, right? And that's a very, very important thing. And you are going to realize by now that there is a parallel in the sense that we are alive and they are alive, okay? So again, my friends, we are here really and truly to try to dissect and understand while, budget is being read. Many of you outside there are anticipating the same old recycle budget, right? For the past 8 years, if you have analyzed and you have understood clearly what have transpired, and the finance minister have been stating emphatically clear that he have raised the price of fuel so many times, approximately 8 times, because every budget you realize that he has raised the price of fuel, right? And today again, my friends, we are here on our program Hard Facts. Many people would have told us maybe you're competing with the government with this program. Again, we have our loyal fans, we have our loyal viewers, and we would like to please them in the sense that we want to be punctual with our programs. All right. So again, my friend Premchand Baldev, myself, Imam Rashid Karim, we are here really and truly to understand what is taking place, and maybe you can call us, those of you who are locked on, and those of you who are watching what is taking place and what is being read by the Finance Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe you can call us and tell us exactly whether you are satisfied, you are dissatisfied with whatever the trend, because I know for a fact that 51, 52 page budget that is going to be read, basically it is going to be recycled material, and most of the time they would be trying to please maybe their voting capacity. That's it. Right? So again, my friends, we have to understand clearly what is taking place. Now, I know we have a texter on the line there, but again, we will read that text in a short while. Okay, so again, my friends, I want to welcome you all. I want to welcome you all to our program. Myself, Mr. Premchand Valde, we are here, as I said before, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, really and truly trying to identify the challenges and the anomalies that is plaguing our once beautiful community and country. Prem?
Thank you very much, Imam. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and a pleasant good afternoon to one and all our loyal viewers on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. This is a program Hard Facts, viewed on various media platforms, as mentioned by the Reverend Imam. So, friends, today is a grand day in Trinidad and Tobago, Imam. Today, if Trinidad has 365 days, out of that 365, today is the capital day, right? This day, the budget, the national budget, would be read out by the Minister of Finance in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. But first of all, Imam, every citizen should ask themselves, what is a budget? How would you define a budget in your own way? We're not going into any big set of law terms, okay? I would say, Imam, a budget is a document. First of all, it is a document prepared by the government of that country, okay? That gives an estimate of the earnings and spendings for the next 12 months, which is 1 year. Now, that is my definition. Let us go into some little nitty-gritty now. A budget decides the quality of our life for the next 12 months, Imam.
Right.
That budget is like a holy scripture. It dictates your life for the next 12 months. In what manner? How much you pay for goods and services. Main issue. How much the citizen, the layman, the ordinary man in the street. That is what he's concerned about. Imam have been saying this over and over. The ordinary man, he wants to know, how much would I be paying for goods and services? What goods and services?
Exactly. So it is very, very important for those of you who are locked on. And to my friend there, Razif, you know, I know for a fact that you went through a very traumatic situation a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday, right? Yesterday in Macaulay, my wife, uncle, and aunt was shot, beaten mercilessly by bandits. They are currently hospitalized. The state of home invasion has reached a point which leaves citizens fearful every single day of their lives. Now, I tell you something, my friends, again, Razif, again, we would like to express our disgust with those people, and we are appealing and we are making appeal to the relevant agencies to render some sort of assistance as rapid as possible, as can be done. And again, our, not sympathies, I say, but as you know, our feelings, our emotions goes clearly towards you and your families, because we know for a fact it is only those persons who are in the kitchen really and truly feels the heat. And we are feeling that pain and anguish and agony for our dear brother Razif and his family. And I'm sure that those persons would have been in their age, in the capacity of maybe the 60s, close to the 70s marker. And these are people who have been shot and beaten mercilessly, as was adjectively put there, mercilessly by those heinous criminal element of our society. And my friends, today you are going to listen to a regurgitated budget that has been read for the past 8 times. You know something? I tell you all something, Trinidad and Tobago. And we have been taken for a ride for the longest while. When you look, I have not, and I'm not going to listen to no budget. I want people to call when they listen to the budget, oh, we're going to dissect the budget on Wednesday. But I'm going to give you a prelude. We would have expected budget figures to reach in the precinct of close to $60 billion. Maybe $1 billion here, $1 billion there. And I'll tell you something, my friends. When you look at the spectacular format that the budget takes, things like food, things like medicine, things like social programs in our country, it is really and truly put on the lay side. you know what is going to happen? They are going to spend extra billions. Again, look, listen, Prem, and this is what we have been talking about. And Prem, I don't want you to be sitting and just listening. I want you to come in the program and talk, and let us define our country and the mentality of the leadership of our country in Trinidad and Tobago. Here what is going to happen, Prem. Approximately maybe $3 to $4 billion. Again, last time it was 2.5 billion. I would speculate maybe $3 billion is going to be invested in the national security segment of our society. Listen carefully, and we have been telling you all over and over and over, we are allowing these things to happen. You know what? You are putting the cart in front of the horse. Why are you going to spend extra billions, right? Why are you going to spend extra billions of dollars in national security when you could have stemmed that? You could have stemmed crime at the initial stage, and that is the stage of school. That is the stage when children become 11, 12, 13, 14. This is where the criminal elements within
are born.
Yeah, are born. Right? And we
school
have been
bullying and school violence.
And we have been asking, we have been lamenting, we have been clamoring to the government of the day to help the denominational boards, the RC, the Anglican, the Sanatan Dharam Mahasabha, the Asha or the Presbyterian board. Help these people. Do not cut their funding. Every year you cut their funding. They don't even have money to buy toilet paper. They don't even have money to buy water. They don't even have money to have a proper sick bay. You know, a sick bay?
Yes.
You go in every school. You know
student is not feeling
if
well.
a student is not feeling well, I remember this in primary school and secondary school. When you are ill, you go straight into the principal office. There's a room there with about 2 or 3 beds where you are able to lie down and stretch out. Now when you're sick, you know what they do? They send you downstairs and they put you in a tent waiting. By that time, you could fall down and faint away. This is the condition. And you know something? Ministry of Education are going to get monies. And when you look at it, my friends, those monies are going to be redundantly spent like the other budgets. Right, Prim?
With nothing to show.
With nothing to show. You are going to read a budget to the nation of Trinidad and Tobago. 400,000 people are disgruntled with your last escapade and your last performance. Your 8 years that you came in power. You have been reading the same regurgitated budget. Read between the lines. What is it people want to hear? You could scrap that budget and stop paying all those media houses millions and millions of dollars to carry that rubbish. Live rubbish. And all you could have done, maybe run that in the Parliament channel, which is good enough. But you want to pay money.
And that is free.
And that is free. Yeah. But they don't want to do that. They want to be maybe, dance and be in the glitter and the glare and the glamour of the day. And have people wondering what they are going to shove down our throats. Which new tax is going to be implemented.
Well, you want to hear this now, right? You remember I began by saying today is a national day.
Yeah.
Capital Day of Tobago.
Of course.
Okay?
Of course.
So, people are optimistic. People are wondering. People are curious about this, the pros and cons of this budget, the benefits and the drawbacks of this budget, the hardships they may have to experience for the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Right? An increase in taxation levied upon the citizens. Okay? Taxation such as NIS, the National Insurance Board, is calling on the government to increase NIS payments because they have a gap, a shortfall of $1 billion. It must come. People were not working for the past 3 years since COVID, right? So if they're not working, they're not paying NIS. People were sent home, right?
Exactly.
So there is this gap, there's this vacuum that needs to be filled.
Yeah, but where is the dollars and cents that were there previously? Where are those monies? Those monies were paid by citizens of this country not to be utilized
in other areas.
Yes. That is for a specific purpose. And when people need their national insurance money, they're supposed to go and get it. Just like a man, let me tell you something. This country is topsy-turvy. At this point in time, I am telling you, we are running on fumes. When you go to the bank, a man have 20, 30,000 US dollars in the bank. And if he go now, today, this morning, and he say, look, I would like to withdraw
10,000.
5,000.
Yes.
Not 10, 5,000 from my account. You know what they're going to say? We don't have that right now. You have to come back. And that is your US dollars that you put in the bank. You put that in the bank. They don't know how you receive that. They don't know how you get that. They know the black market rate that you pay for it. But when you go to collect back these things, that is the reason why today, my friends, the society, our country, Trinidad and Tobago, the citizens of this country, and Imam Rashid Karim saying this, that we are held hostage by the actions of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want people to realize exactly what I'm saying. The government of the day is and they have been holding the citizens of this country hostage for the past 8 days. Quote me on that.
Just like the bandits in
Yeah,
the
quote
streets.
me on that. Quote me on that, people of Trinidad and Tobago. I am saying that here today on this program, Hard Facts, because I've been seeing and I've been listening and I've been watching on what is the objective of a budget. What is the objective of a budget? My friends, number one, it is money allocated, right? It's supposed to be allocated in such a manner that the vulnerable of our society, the vulnerable people of our
Will be
society
taken care of.
should be taken care of. Should be taken care of. And when we look at directly of the budget, what is taking place? A big crunch of that budget is going to fight crime. And in the initial states, and we have been telling you all this, we have been lamenting, we have been begging, you all need to have aggressive policing, you need to have aggressive border patrol, you need to have aggressive patrolling in the communities, you need to bring back Pre-Del Larceny Squad, you need to bring back community policing, you need to have a special squad to deal with policing in schools.
And
with
a
our school children.
rapid response unit.
And where is it that all those $1 billion are going? You please call Imbert. You define that and you tell people today you are going to increase. You are the last figures that you quote for security, the police of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, national security would have been 2.5 million. I want citizens to listen carefully and see how much money is going to be spent there.
Imam, let me stop you there. You're making a very good point. But we have a video to support that, you know.
Fuel
Bring it
by
on.
15%.
Director, not that one. Where the
I
child
then
is.
realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of...
Percent increase.
Take it in your waist.
Can we have
Yeah.
the video where the father is appealing to the police for the child? The missing daughter? You don't have that?
Okay, so basically, Prem, what we're dealing with here, we're dealing with budget and we are dissecting the budget, right? And we want people to understand, right, that you are going to spend a big chunk of our budget, our monies, on crime prevention. And you know what? You're doing just like that crazy individual who have been doing it over and over and over and over and expecting to get different results. Mm-hmm. You are mad people in this country. What you need to do, you need to have aggressive planning. You need to put things in place. You need to nip crime and the criminal element of our society where, my friends, when you all understand that the kids of our nation needs to be protected, the vulnerable citizens of this country need to be protected, the housewives need to be protected, our students need to be protected. When you put those things, you need to understand that food is a necessity. It is a need. If you don't have food,
it is not a luxury.
You can't live. And what kind of money have you been spending? Just under $1 billion for year in, year out. There is no proposals. And when there is proposals, yes, at a certain standard. When you look, my friends, what is happening in the agricultural society, when it comes to the farmers of our nation, the breadbasket of our nation, what is it is going to be implemented when the budget comes? Are we going to go under the billion again? And you're going to realize exactly what I'm saying. Regurgitated budget. On our Wednesday program, I am going to do budget 1, budget 2, budget 3, budget 4. I tell you something, there was a scam, a skullman that I know, right? And let me hear this. Let me tell you this. He belonged to our organization. And year in, year out, they given a financial report. And lo and behold, I did my forensic auditing. And all they did was tweak a little bit of figures. They tweak some figures, maybe a 7 to a 2, a 2 to a 1, and they tweak it, and they get a base figure, bottom figure, and they put that as the financial report, and they don't even sign it. This is what is happening in our country. Year in, year out, 51, 52 pages are going to be read by the Minister of Finance. Over and over, there's going to be laughing, there's going to be giggling, there's going to be desk stomping, and so many different things going to happen. And my friends, bottom line again, they didn't riot yet, so we're going to jam it. We're going to jam it, and we're going to jam it for you all. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, my friends, we're going to ask callers outside there. Call us 740-3347, because let me tell you something. Approximately at this point in time, there's about how much? About 10, 12,000 people watching that budget. No more than that. Our country has approximately 1.4 billion people.
That's
and that is less than 1%. Nobody's interested in that, simply because you and I know and the country know that we have been taken for a ride for the past 8 years. Take a break, my director. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to continue. Call us 740-3347.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So welcome back, friends, to our Monday edition of the program Hard Facts Viewed on Sentinel Media Live today, and we are debating the budget here, Imam. This is a parliament, you know. This is the people's parliament. Okay. So as we were saying, people are optimistic about the pros and cons of this budget, Imam. The benefits, if any at all, and the drawback being the hardship they will have to undergo in terms of increase in taxation levied upon them. NIS, Imam spoke about the NIB is calling on the government to raise NIS taxes. Who knows? We may have a raise in the pay as you earn. Okay? Then health surcharge. All that we have to look at. He may very well raise the health, import and export taxes. You importing goods, you pay taxes. When you're exporting goods from your country to another country, you also pay taxes. Okay? What about vehicular roadworthiness taxes? How much you pay now, Imam? 200 to pass your vehicle or whatever, that might go up. Utility bills, WASA bill, we're looking at a rise in that. Electricity bill, VAT on food items and medicines and all other products that we use on a day-to-day basis, Imam. We are reeling on, somebody's choking us, financially.
No, I use the correct terminology just now. I say our country, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, is held hostage by the government of the day. Because let me tell you something, when that budget is read, right? Listen, Trinidad and Tobago. I am not creating any stir here, and I'm not asking anybody to rebel and cause any riot like how the finance minister said.
Inciting.
They incited. I'm not inciting nothing. What I'm doing here today is telling John public outside, telling the world outside there that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are held hostage by the government of the day. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, my friends. Number one, they are going to read a budget. They're going to increase prices. They're going to do so many things. And our opposition leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessa, and her MPs, they are going to give some rebuttal towards the budget. And lo and behold, many times in the past 8 years, nothing has been reviewed. Nothing has been reviewed. You tell me one thing, when they talk about gas prices, the opposition leader went across here and she spoke about that and she championed the cause for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not for the voters of UNC alone,
True.
for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They have been campaigning and canvassing over and over, reading and you're debating the budget. Same old, same old. That's the reason why I am saying, my friends, Trinidad and Tobago, I am saying this, that the government of the day is holding the citizens of this country hostage. How? By raising, implementing taxes, higher food prices and all these things, lack of medicine, right? Lack of national security when it comes to crime, and so many projects when it comes to students, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Social Development. All these people have failed. And today, they are going to get prize. You want to call it the National Day of what?
Budget.
I am going to say it is a prize giving ceremony. It is a prize. I am saying this, Imam Rashid.
The capital of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, I am saying this, and I want you all to quote me. Today is a prize giving ceremony.
In Parliament.
In Parliament, where certain ministries are going to be excelling.
Yes.
With their grandeur. And they are going to be collecting, exorbitant cash so that they can fill their pockets. and they can fill, their appetites, my friends, while you and I, the poor, underprivileged citizens of our society, have to be bent backwards, forward, sideways, and pay those taxes. If they say VAT is 12% and 12.5%, if they say 15%, we have to pay that.
We have to take that.
If they say gas fuel going up 10%, we have to take that. Anything they say happen, that is the reason why I say there's no room for debate. Budget debate my foot. Budget debate my foot. Column Imbut is going to read a budget, and that is going to be fine. That is going to be proclaimed, and that is going to be legislated. And you and I today, we have nothing to do unless you take the advice of the honorable financial minister, who said so by so by so. That is the only way you might get some sort of satisfaction.
So friends, to sort of back up what the Imam is saying, we have some videos from the response of the government MPs, ministers to the last budget. Director, can we have those clips there?
I have a suggestion for me. In order to lose weight, I will ride to court. I will take a bike. That will save fuel. That's my solution.
And say, you know what? We can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham every month or make macaroni pie. We may have to cut back because we may have to reapportion some of the scarce resources to other important things. And sometimes our children may scream at us, and they might throw themselves into tantrum.
There you have it, friends. There you have that is their budget.
Hey,
that is their budget.
I tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago, wake up and smell the coffee. Trinidad and Tobago, wake up and smell the coffee. This is the kind of hideous stupidity that we have to take on a daily basis. Why it is that you are saying, why it is that you are talking about ham, lamb, and jam? I, the Muslim, I don't eat no ham. You telling me about ham? You telling me about macaroni pie? Macaroni pie is the cheapest thing to produce.
Correct.
You don't know nothing about food. Macaroni pie is the cheapest thing to produce. Taking your families to the cinema is the cheapest thing to do. Because when you face these 1% business, you have to spend $300 and $400, $500 when you sit down to eat a pizza, when you sit down to drink a coffee. My friends.
Imam, tell him what the lady in Barakwa eating. She
eating dumpling and beans.
And beans, you're hypocrite.
And if she get beans, she happy. She's asking for a little help.
Yeah.
Prem, this week we're going to and give some help.
Yes, yeah, we have to do that. Imam. She called me yesterday.
We are not going to be hypocrites.
Yeah.
We are championing the cause of people. We are the first to dip in our pockets and give to those people. If you are willing to give, put the number on the screen. Put the number on the screen. You can call the sister because she's eating dumpling and beans.
3 weeks now. 3 weeks now. So Imam, listen. All right. Citizens are clamoring. They are wondering. They are pulsating. Their heart is pulsating. For what? Are we going to see an improvement in the quality of our life? Would we be able to save money for a rainy day? You understand, Imam? And for the younger people now, are there job opportunities are going to be created for us? Those who are leaving school, those who are unemployed? What about programs for education, GATE program, book grant program, vocational program for the welders and those who wish to do welding, plumbing, masonry, electrical? Would loans be made available for small business entrepreneurs?
Prem, I tell you something. These fellas who hold governmental positions, ministerial position in this country, all should be fired. You know why? Because I tell you something. They are studying party and not studying people. Same goes for the United National Congress and the opposition. You are studying party and not people, and that is our major problem. The number 39773332. Anybody who have any zakat, anybody who have any charity, and you would like to assist a family who has been eating dumpling and beans for the longest while, 3 weeks and more, our sister there is in need of some assistance, whether it be religious organization, sporting organization. Please call her. We don't want to be the middle person to go and take out videos and take out photos as though we are giving anything. We are not doing that. We are asking you from your kind-heartedness in this country, those of you who can afford to give something, call that number. Maybe the sister could meet you somewhere and you could be able to shuttle and maybe you can assist the family there. Okay, so that is an important thing. Again, Brother Razif of Macaulay, your family who have been, brutalized, mercilessly beaten, tied up, aged people, and my heart goes out to you and your family. I do hope and pray that Almighty God bless them and grant them a speedy recovery. And for those miscreants and culprits, do not worry. Do not worry, Brother Razif. They are going to get justice. justice will be served. Because I tell you something, your book and my book says clearly, emphatically clear, for every atom of good that you do, you are going to be rewarded, and every atom of evil that you do, you are going to be punished. Prim, this is the law
of karma.
That is the law of karma. Yeah. So let them go ahead. Let them go ahead and brutalize and take advantage of the elderly in our country while calling them imbert. They are living in paradise. They are living in the hills. They are living in grand mansions, and they are driving the best rides. They are eating the best food, while you and I, citizens who are financing that, we have no choice. And that is the reason why in this program here today, I am saying the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are being held hostage by bad governance. And we are asking you all to think and understand and try to motivate. This budget debate, right, should not only be for the opposition leader to go up in parliament there. You all citizens of this country, you all can debate the budget, you all can prepare documents, and you can send it to the relevant agency, whether it be the opposition leader, whether it be your MP. I tell you something, you know them rum shop politicians, sometimes it is better than those parliamentarians. Yeah. I tell you something, there's a parliament in Charleville there. One day I was blessed to be in the midst of those big politicians there. And when I listened to them, that is on Cemetery Corner there.
Yes.
And when I listened to them there, it had nobody to outshine these fellas. These fellas know everything. They have the cure. They have the cure for cancer. They have the cure for any ills in our society. And nobody listens to them.
Imam, Woodford Square in Policeman has a parliament there, you know?
Yeah,
People's
I was
parliament.
there too. I was there. I went there.
Real facts here. Now here, you use the word hostage.
Yeah.
We are being held hostage, right? You know who does hold people hostage? Bandits and terrorists.
Yes.
Okay, so Imam, we go again, right? Our elderly people, they are optimistic. They are praying silently in their hearts. If you know the government, the minister of finance, we give you a raise in the pension. They honoring this man in prayer like God, not honor by begging this man like they begging God.
I saw a text. A man asking God Almighty, right? He is asking God Almighty that to put wisdom in this man's head, call him imbert. They don't have things like wisdom. Them things is lacking when it comes to politicians. Some politicians really and truly have kindness in their hearts, and they have good intellect and all kind of things. But there are certain individuals, they are so blatantly disregarding the vulnerable in our society. Hey, how can you live, man? How can you live knowing that there are so many people suffering? You don't drive, you only driving in the East-West corridor, you only driving in that area. Why don't you come to Central Trinidad, go to Enterprise, go to Londonville, go to Caparo, go to Edinburgh 500, go to these areas, come down to Felicity and look at this shanty town that we are living in. Poor people are suffering in this country while you are reading budget 52 pages of waste of time material that is not going to bring any benefit to our citizens. I just hoping, my friend, that you don't raise the price of fuel. I am just hoping that, because I tell you something, people are going to take your advice. People are going to take your advice, call them imbert.
And riot.
They are going to take your advice because you are a dictator. You told people what to do and they would be listening to you. Raise the price of gas and see what is going to happen in our society. My friends, gasoline. Now there was a deal with Venezuela and Trinidad. That's our next a bag of catfish waiting to really and truly explode. We're not going to deal with that.
Dragon gas.
That is the dragon gas issue. We're not going to deal with that. But what we are dealing with here today, my friends, is it that the pensioner, we brought it up to you. We brought it up to you that all those pensioners, when you feel you give them pension, you know how there's here, Prim, hear how these people is. Hey, they're saying, boy, hey, we giving them $3,000. $3,000 for them is millions, eh?
Yeah.
For them is millions that we giving the poor people, we giving the vulnerable in our society, we give them 3,000. Let me dissect that 3,000 for you people. Hey, dotish people in Trinidad and Tobago, including myself, because I feel I am more dotish than all of you put together. Let me tell you something.
Because they're not listening.
Yeah, $3,000, right? You dissect $3,000 in 4 weeks. That's $750 a week.
Correct.
Right? Put it to daily routine. 7 days a week. Right? That's $712.50. That's per day, right? A family who have to take care of 2 prisoners' children, their grandchildren, the son children they're in prison, and they have to take care of 2 of their grandchildren. So $112.50. Yeah, $112.50 have to take care of a grandmother, a grandfather, number 2, and 2 grandchildren in that house.
And send children to school, eh?
And send them to school. right, with $112 per day. Hey, call him Imbert, or come to me.
You are talking Dr. Billas yet?
Come to me, call him
medicine
Imbert.
bill as
When
yet.
you start a minus now, when we're going to minus the internet bill from that, right, which is approximately 300. You're going to minus the water rate, which is approximately 150. You're going to minus electricity, 300. So that is 150. That's 1 week gone from the 3,000.
So Imam, they can't afford to eat macaroni?
They cannot eat nothing.
And this Don's telling you to eat macaroni once a week?
People, it's a good thing it has romaine noodles. It has romaine
Yeah,
noodles.
ramen, yes.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen, yes.
Ramen, sorry. It has ramen noodles.
Yeah,
where people could go and eat that. And people are living off of that. I know a student who went to Barbados in University in Barbados, right? And that person became a very successful lawyer. And when that person gave the history, how he made it there, because his father and mother was poor people in this country. He was roaming the street. He was a beach coma. For those people who do not know what is a beach coma, is sometimes he lived under a shed, or sometimes he lived under a roof, and sometimes he lived under a tree. That was a beach coma. And he mentioned how he lived his life. It's a good thing the Chinese make ramen noodles, right? That time ramen was about 25 to 50 cents, and he lived every day he eat on that. You know what the guy tell me? He used to eat almond. He used to go under the beach and look for the almond tree,
yes, yeah.
and he used to eat almond. Which one of these politicians here today go to school and they eat ramen noodles and they eat almond from a tree and become a successful lawyer? I don't want to call the lawyer name. Many people don't know hardship in this country, and we are seeing that this government of the day don't understand. Look how simple I dissect a budget. I dissect $3,000. Look how simple.
Imam, $112.50 a day for a family member of 4 or 5. Eh?
Hey.
So we're going again.
Now stop, Prem. Then you go. You go there. Prem, hold hand, Prem. Now if the grandmother sick, think about it. If the grandmother sick, Prem, or the grandfather sick, because at that age, 65, 70, something illness coming there. And if they had to go by the doctor, they had to cancel a doctor visit to take care of these kids. All you don't understand that?
If that's the extra tooth.
Hey.
$1,250 extra tooth.
Prem, talk to them.
So the pensioners are clamoring for increase. From information reaching the desk of Sentinel Media, there was a meeting among some pensioners, Imam, maybe 3,000,
Yeah.
And of course lawyers were involved and whatnot, and they presented a document to the Minister of Finance, right? And they are requesting a 70% raise in pension money. Kamla Prasad gave them two,
Yeah.
2 raise in pension in 8 years. Nada nil, nothing from this government. Then people who are receiving disability grant, Imam, 1,500, 1,200, 1,800, nothing doing for the last 8 years. Okay, would we see an improvement in the way business is conducted in government ministries, the way they would treat you, the way they would attend to you, right? Would we see an improvement in roads, health, the education system, and the forex? Imam, you take over the forex.
Yeah, so I'll tell us something, my friend. What we are discussing here is very, very important, right? Very, very important information. Director, the phone lines are busy ringing out there. Maybe you can take the calls, right? Take the calls. Again, my friends, we are discussing it. Now, if column Imbert, right, and the government decide not to raise, not to give any increase, well then do something, give a decrease, make decrease on something, make decrease on food, especially look at the diet of the elderly and the children in our society. Are you all stupid? Can't you all
Imam,
understand
you're right,
that?
there has been a wage freeze in this country for the past 8 years.
All they have to do, Prem, understand the psychology of it, right? Now we want to
Put a freeze on the prices of food
freeze,
and remove the VAT.
Right, do something like that. You don't have the money to do that, but bring it down. Bring down some food items, so at least when Sunday comes, somebody will get a good proper meal. People will be eating a good meal. When children eat a good meal and they're satisfied, they would like to rest. They might like to go and play sports. But when people are hungry and starving, what are they going to do? Look to take up a gun, come walk the streets, and look to see who have Robin Hood style and take from the poor and give it. Take from the rich and give the poor.
But Imam, who is to say that the type of temperatures we're having and hunger is causing these children to fight in school?
All these things, but I won't go down that road, because I tell you something, it has people today, it has children and school children that I am dealing with right now, and I've been observing. They really and truly are miscreant in our society, and that is the upbringing that they getting at their home and their community level, and they are infiltrating like a disease. They are infiltrating those who are not as bad as them or anything as such, and they are creating that type of, that tidal wave of nil behavior, right, and destroying the society. That is the reason why I would have expected today, when the budget is debated, a certain amount of monies should be handed, right? Should be handed to the denominational boards for the religious organizations in this country. The Islamic community have been deprived of any funding frame for the longest while. One organization in Trinidad and Tobago, our group have been lamenting, 1 or 2 organizations just collect a little small thing and they are satisfied for the whole year. What can that be? What can that be I'm doing for the Islamic community or the Hindu community or the Christian community in our society? Something has to be done. They have to include people like the pastor, the priest, the imam, the pundits, as police, as guidance officers, as guidance, as people who are counselors in our community, in our different communities. You have to think about that. You have to start to engage. You have to engage the religious denominational schools and boards.
The religious leaders.
And the religious leaders in our society. Call, the Islamic community, call the Hindu community, call the Christian community, and have a debate with them. Not everybody have to come. Once you are registered and you are recognized under the Act of Parliament, that means that your group is a bona fide group.
Correct.
Once you are registered under the Act of Parliament as a registered
organization,
a religious organization, debate with these people. These people, you are going to spend $3 billion in crime prevention. And if you spend you spend a $50 million in installing, different programs. Allow the denominational boards to assist you, the religious organizations in the country to assist you. There are children who are suffering under the hands of pedophiles and so many different things in our society. They have nowhere to turn.
Imam, this government does not want the children to be educated. They took away the laptops.
Exactly.
They want you to remain in intellectual bondage. So we're going again, Imam. Right? People are anticipating, after the reading of this budget, and this budget is passed in Parliament, okay, would we see a jump start in the economy? Right?
Jump start.
That's a big order. That's a tall order, right?
That's a dragon you wouldn't see.
Would more jobs be made available for our people? You understand?
You mean they will fire people?
Because the Minister of Finance is boasting that there was a 3 point something or 1 point something growth in the economy for last year. You saw that?
That for certain elements of society, not the normal living society, not the normal moving
business
society, not the normal business.
Oh
you can't say that. You can't say that, and then you cutting down the foreign exchange. Let me tell you something. This Christmas is going to be a bleak Christmas. I'm telling you why. Let me tell you the reason why, Prem. When you cut, let me tell you something. In this budget here, I tell you something. Some proclamation is going to be made to the other banking agencies in this country to cut foreign exchange. But they and their friends and their families who are bringing down those fancy motor cars and those who are bringing down high-end things and those luxurious items to eat and drink and wear, they don't have to cut. They can get minister's pass. They can get minister's passage. They can get ministerial documentation to bring all those things. People don't know what is going on in this country. You all don't know. And many things have been hidden from you, because I tell you something, anytime people taste power, the corridors of power, and they get that taste, I tell you something, they forget how poor people feels in this country. They forget the poor individuals in this country. They forget the hardship. When they start to eat their caviar and all these things, they don't know about chicken foot and liver and gazette. They don't know about that trim. They know about the caviar and the steaks, and they know about all the...
Yeah, but Imam, listen to me. One day they will become a normal citizen again.
There will be steak too. There will be steak for the worms.
Okay, we're going again. Okay? So, there are 5 or 6 items that people are really, really worried about, Imam, where this budget is concerned. 1, fuel subsidy.
Exactly.
Would the cost of fuel be reduced, or would it be increased? If it is increased, Imam, then cost of living and every other item in this country is going sky high. Right? It's going sky high. Including the school van. He and the doubles man too, eh? Good. And doubles is one of the cheapest meal you can get.
Yeah.
Crime fighting strategies. Would there be extra effort to tackle crime in this country, in this budget? Because you talk about a big chunk of money going to national security, and the minister sleeping in Parliament.
And Prem, what is going to happen? People, listen to this one.
He's sleeping.
Listen to this one. You're going to hear from the Minister of National Security that they're going to implement a different strategy, higher end cameras and higher end this.
That was already there. It failed.
And vehicle detectors and so many things for license office and all those things. Let me tell you something. Those things are on paper, just like the Mona Lisa. It is a drawing, it is a picture. You read between the lines, you get 0. You had 8 opportunities to understand exactly what we are saying here today. What we are saying is that this is a farce. This budget thing is a farce.
A sham.
It's a sham.
A show.
You understand? So you listen, citizens of this country, you can call us 740-3347. Let us know what is your intention when the price of gas go up and when the other items go up and when they raise this tax and raise that tax, because that is what is going to happen.
So
Basically,
Imam only mentioned 2, you know,
go,
6 and a half, you know.
go ahead. Go ahead, Prem.
Let me reiterate the first 2.
Yeah.
Okay? People are worried. The business sector and the normal man in the street. Is fuel prices going to be subsidized, meaning reduced, and the government will take up the slack for the subsidy part, or is it going to be increased? 2, crime fighting strategies. What extra effort is going to be put into fighting crime? What aggressive crime plan, as ASP Musa College program said, is going to be implemented? You had Operation Baghdad, Operation Bombay, Operation China, Operation Japan, Operation Pitch Lake, Operation Petrotrin. Whatever. Let me see how we're going to work. Right? Would there be an increase in utility bills? Water rate and what's the other one? Electricity bill. Okay? Would there be an increase in the minimum wage bill? And if yes, how much? $2, $2.50, or $10? People are looking at this. These are people who are living at the lower end of the ladder, the lowest end of the ladder. I mentioned Forex. You spoke on Forex already. And the final one. Would there be the implementation of the dreaded property tax?
Okay, so again, Prem, I tell you something. This government of the day have no concern and no caring for the people of this country. That's bottom line. All the rest are talking about here right now is extrajudicial. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you all something. When you look at the Ministry of Health, what has they implemented from last year to this year to improve the status and the condition of the citizenry of this country? You tell me one thing. Had they implement another health center? Have they brought in medication from a different source? Have they sourced medication? It seems as though there's only one country that make medicine in this world. Have they sourced any other alternative medicine? Have they brought in any people like, you know, couple of years back, there would have been doctors coming in this country and doing free surgery, cataract surgery, and all these dermatologists would come in this country, and maxillofacial people would come in this country and assist, my friends. That is not happening again. When was the last time you saw any people, any doctors, as a matter of fact, that is brought in to do any free surgeries for the underprivileged in our society, in our country? That is when it comes to the health. When it comes to national security, what is going to change? Is there going to be another police station? Because I tell you something, building police station again is waste of time. You need to have mobile police. Mobile policing means that the vehicles has to be not parked up in front of a bar.
A visible police presence.
Not parked up in front of a bar for 2 and 3 hours, and not parked up in front of Price Mart and the supermarkets. No. You have to be able, you have 25 vehicles in one division. Make sure that you have 5 vehicles in police, in station, and then you rotate. You know, you rotate that maybe every hour, every 45 minutes, your vehicles will be running. You understand? Your vehicles will be in movements. Your vehicle will be in motion. You know exactly 2112 will be there. 2113 will be there. 2115 will be there. You have to do these things. You have to have planning. You have to have infrastructure planning to decide all these matters. Right? That is when it comes to policing. What about the borders? There are Venezuelan citizens who come in Trinidad, perpetrate crime, and they have a boat waiting there. They go across there after 5-6 months. They come back, they do the very same thing again, and nobody's saying anything. People are seeing these things. People are knowing these things, but people are silent because they are very fearful of being shot, being victimized. There's so many things that is happening in our society.
And finally, I say MP. Why I keep saying MP?
Say MP, but we have a reason for saying it. I am a member of the public.
Finally,
MP,
Imam,
member of the public.
I keep saying MP. And you know, off camera, I also mistakes and say MP also. And finally, in my list I have, right? For as a result of this budget, are we going to see mass retrenchment in the public service and in the private sector?
Now, every program that we do on Hard Facts, every program we do on the station Sentinel Media Broadcasting, every program, you check it, go into it and see. Go on YouTube and you're going to see every program. You know what I say? I take off my hat. I say hats off to the business community of Trinidad and Tobago. Whether it be the doublesman, whether it be the poultry vendor, whether it be the fisherman.
They are the ones who propel the economy.
Yes, these are the ones who are sustaining the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Where it is that these people are going to get money to finance the budget? Where? Do we have oil? Do we have any oil in this country?
Which?
Do we have any agriculture, whether it be exporting any product? No. What about citrus? We have any? No. What about rice? No. What about sugarcane? No. What about fisheries? No. What about tourism? Nobody wants to come to Trinidad and Tobago because of the government policies. No policies. People are scared to come in Trinidad and Tobago because everybody is scared because of crime in this country. When a society is losing 5 citizens per day, 5 citizens per day. Monday it was 441 and today is 448.
Yeah, 448.
It was 441 on Monday.
And you know, Imam,
on Saturday, sorry.
Yeah, I was doing some comparison before we come in studio, right? You know, last year on this date it was also 448.
So
last year
it's like a competition.
So 448 by 2, double that in 2 years.
And in my lay calculation, I looking at the trend of murders in this country, right? And I'm sure that many citizens are looking at that. We have about last peak period. You see that period in December from the 20th, go straight back to the New Year's Day, Old Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a peak period for being executed in this country, right? Another thing, if you look at the trend, you look at the ratio of people being killed and murdered in Trinidad and Tobago, our minimum is 3. Maximum for the day is 6 and 7. So we go with the borderline, the minimum figures. We're looking at 60 days more, right? Today is the 2nd of October. 2nd of October. We have 28 days and 28, like 56 days. Multiply by 3. That's 100. That's 168, 170. Add it to 448 and see if you get 620 something murders.
Yeah. We're going to surpass
And
last year.
we're going to surpass last year.
Last year.
That's normal lay calculation. I didn't really and truly do forensic for you. I do forensic for myself. To be very careful and be mindful, citizens of this country, we have to protect ourselves. Because the government of the day is doing a lousy job. They are doing a really and truly bad job when it comes to protecting ourselves and our family. We need to come, communities must come together and protect their own in that community.
Imam, on my way to the studio, I passed at the corner of Akbar and Monroe Road. Mm-hmm. That's by TJ's.
Yeah.
The director, there's a short video there. Can you just pull up that video, please, if possible? There was a contingent of policemen there, right? About maybe 20, 25 police officers. They all were dressed in tactical
TJ's
clothing
Junction,
and carrying heavy, high-powered weapons. All right? I stopped and I inquired, what is happening here? What is the purpose of this roadblock and whatnot? Yeah. This exercise, right? And they told me they were issuing tickets. That's the main function there. Look at the kind of amount of officers and the type of weapons that they were carrying and issuing tickets.
You see, the police need to get paid. And the only way police need to get paid is that they need to write up. This is speculation, and I do apologize if it is wrong. But I think...
they were not checking documentation. They were not checking, roadworthiness of your vehicle, open your trunk, this whatnot. Just issuing tickets. I don't know for what.
Well, they had to be for something. They're not mad people. Mm-hmm. They had to be issuing ticket either for no seat belt.
Probably, yeah.
Whether for dark tint, for tint.
Smooth tires, all those, yeah.
Okay. So again, hats off to the police of Trinidad and Tobago. You're doing a good job. Continue doing that. And let us see how, we can unite as a unit. As a unit that will really and truly bring some sort of relief to the sufferation. You know something?
Iman, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
If there were 3 things you would say in this program today, right, that the Minister of Finance will he give you 3 options. Imam said, give me 3 things to implement in this budget, and I will implement these 3 things. What 3 things you would say to him?
I will give you 4 things, Prem. I will give you 4 things.
All right,
I will give you 4 things. Number 1, the elderly, the vulnerable citizen, number 1. The gas and fuel price, number 2. The healthcare in Trinidad and Tobago, and crime, number 4. You asked for 3, Prem, I give you 4. This is the condition. This is why when we live, we could be able to speak about it. When we live it.
Put the next one.
When we live it.
Put the next one, road.
Roads, infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure.
Right, so this is what is happening, my friend. Those of you who are locked on, we're going to take a short break, and we're giving you the opportunity to call that number, 740-3347. Let us dissect what is taking place. What you expect to hear from Column Imbert from the previous budget, which was 8th budget that was read. This is the 9th budget. and they're going to have a 10th budget, which is going to be their final budget, because I tell you something, they really and truly had to come good. The opposition needs to be vociferous. The opposition needs aggressive, and the opposition needs to tweet a bit. And I tell you something, they are going to really and truly reach that pinnacle whereby, inculcate, the motivated people in this country, discuss with the people what is it that we want, what is it that you can offer. And I tell you something, the next government is going to be, whether it be the opposition, but I know for a fact that this government is not going to be from
in office.
Yeah, from this budget today. I'm telling you, if that budget is a sweetheart budget, like people would say, I mean, chances are people are going to really and truly, their hearts are going to be pacified. But again, I tell you something, when a man get a physical blow, right? Prem, listen, a man get a physical blow, that could be healed. That could be healed. But you see this mental torture, this mental stress, this mental agony that this government is placing on the shoulders of the citizenry of this country, not wondering. We are wondering so much what is going to happen. That is harder than the blow.
That is taking people to the grave.
That is harder. People are worried. People are worried. What can I do? How can I do it to protect my sons and my daughters? And just imagine today, those elderly couple, right? We are speaking about an elderly couple who have 2 grandchildren to take care of, simply because the wife gone with another man and she leave that man, and this fella attacked the wife and beat the wife up and what have you, and he's sitting in jail. You have 2 children. I just join a scenario for you. Huh? He beat his wife, or damaged his wife, or maim his wife, or murdered his wife, right? We're just using that as an example. That man and woman had 2 or 3 kids. That man is sitting in jail, right? What is it that these 2 children are going to eat? Where are they going to sleep? Who is going to monitor those children? It is going to rest squarely on the shoulders of the grandparents, whether it be in the mother side or the father side. And let me tell you something, $3,000 cannot cut it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, my friends, I do hope and pray that you all join our program. Keep watching Hard Facts. Share this video, because I tell you something, this is real talk and hard facts. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim. My co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldev. We are here to seduce the hearts and the minds of our citizens so that they can really and truly understand the gravity of sufferation, because you all have been taking it for too long and staying quiet. A word from our sponsors.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hard Facts, viewed on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. With me in studio is Imam Rashid Karim, Minister of Religion, businessman, very, very strong advocate for the poor, the needy in society, and the underprivileged. And friends, we have gone through a lot of topics today. But I would just like to, to mention something here. As a caller just called and said on my phone here, he said, Prim, are we going to see an increase in the fees for bar licenses that are issued by the courts? the fees for restaurant licenses, licenses for hunting, licensing to deal in scrap iron, scrap metal that is, licenses to deal in precious metal and stones, licenses for your boats and your ships in this country. And Imam, is the insurance companies going to increase their premiums for vehicles in this country and other things such as your health insurance, insurance for your glasses, and insurance for your vehicles and whatnot? So many people are really worried in this country, Imam. Very, very worried. So my friends, just to recap, if Imam may allow me, all right, just to recap some of the topics that we dealt with today. What is a budget? The layman definition of a budget. And what do we expect from a budget? The pros and cons, the benefits, the drawbacks, the hardships that one would expect or one would not expect from a budget. Would there be increases in the taxes of goods and services, government taxes in public utilities and whatnot? Would we see an improvement in the quality of our life? Would job opportunities be created? Would there be an improvement in the education system? Would the GATE program be reintroduced, book grants, vocational programs for those who did not make it academically, Imam, and they want to venture into welding and plumbing and fabricating, electrical, masonry, and that? Would classes and courses be available for these people? Would soft loans be made available for small business and entrepreneurs? Okay. Then we went on to the pensioners are very, very concerned. They are praying, as we said before, that somewhere in the breast of the Minister of Finance, the milk of human sympathy will flow financially in their direction. They will get an increase in their pension, in disability grants, and other similar grants made available for the poor and the needy. Would we see an improvement in the work ethics of Trinidad and Tobago, especially in the public service, right? Would we see an improvement in better roads, in the healthcare system, in foreign exchange, right? Would there be an increase in fuel prices? Would there be a subsidy, a decrease in fuel prices? Would there be a jump start in the economy based on this budget? People are clamoring, people are asking, because the Minister of Finance boasted that there was a 3.1 growth in the economy for last year. I don't know how true that is. Okay, the crime situation. A lot of money is going to be allocated to the Ministry of National Security in crime fighting measures. Would we see those money being spent, Imam, in a profitable manner, so to speak? All right, and then fuel subsidies to be increased, cost of living to be increased, crime fighting strategies, utility bills, minimum wage bill, foreign exchange, and would there be the implementation of the property tax?
Okay, Prem, so I just want to mention something to you all. I know for a fact that this program really and truly should have been shifted to maybe this evening, where we would have really and truly would have the power to really and truly debate and give certain information and opinions and so forth. But I'll tell you something, many of the questions that we have asked in our program really and truly is answers we have been asking, right? We have been asking answers. You as a citizen of this country and any parts of the world, you would know a country, you would know good leadership in the manner in which, right, they deal with the vulnerable in our society, the underprivileged, the challenged, and those persons who are needy in your country. You would know a country, you would know by
measure the prosperity of the country.
Exactly, by that.
Yes.
That is the measurement that all of us today we have to, and that is something that as we have been dissecting on this program here, we have been dissecting this. You have two grandparents taking care of two children
whose parents are in jail.
Yes, whose father is in jail and whose mother has been
she left them.
Left and dissolved and marriage broken, and she's looking for greener pasture. Just imagine that situation and that scenario as we close our program here today, and that is not a one-time thing. That is not one family or two family. There's hundreds and even so much so thousands of people in that very, very sad lineage. Also, it don't have to be the prisoners there. It have people like this, right? They have separated, and what they did, they take their grandchildren and they drop it by their mother's home and they leave. Like remember we talked about that case in Barakpur where the daughter left and gone with somebody else, and the father separated, and the boy is living by the grandmother. Now that grandmother have to find resources now from her pension. She didn't get a pension at that time. She was getting a relief, a poor relief, and that has to take care of herself, current, and all those. How people are going to live with $1,500, boss man? You tell me how people, that is why crime is escalating in our country. You are breeding criminals with your debates and your budgets and your crime symposiums. All those monies can be handed down to different planning and you building swimming pool. Huh? You building swimming pool. You building this, you building that. Why don't you build institutions that could teach people? You don't give people a fish, you teach them how to fish. That's the policy. That's the policy, and you all going backwards. So we are asking you, my friends, again, those of you who are locked on, share this video later on, because I know for a fact the timing was a little bit today off, and we ask you all that maybe later on during the course of the day, share this video that other people can understand that you are a voice. If you look at this program here today, we dealt with issues that high-class politicians have been hiding. Now, the good thing about us, myself and Prem, we don't have no leaders to clamp and press down us like vices. We don't have that. We are free. We can speak the truth. We can tell you how we feel, because we are not clamoring and we are not championing to be re-elected for any ministerial position or any opposition MP position or any councillors. We are free from those things. So we can speak the truth. There are people who they know the truth, but they cannot voice it simply because they have to follow party regulations and policies.
Toe the
line. We are not here for that. So we are highlighting to you all, my friends. Our program is real. It is hard facts that we are sharing. And again, we ask you and we thank you very much for viewing our program. We do hope and pray that later on you're going to share this video when you watch it. And maybe you can make your comments, because there are people who advocate negativity. Once they see somebody doing something good, Prem,
it's a problem for them.
Like their heart inside, does get black. Once they see somebody doing something good, or they see somebody lifting their head, they're looking to press down that person.
They are haters of goodness and prosperity.
I don't care, Prem don't care. Do what you have to do. We are going to do what we have to do.
So Imam, you asked me to do a video last week on the program here, right? About the water pressure in Upper Ashraf Road, because I have been clamoring for that, and people probably feel like, hey,
I want you to share that.
Okay, so director, let us have that video. This is my tap, my yard tap, and I filmed this about 10 to 11 before coming to the studio. That is the water pressure, Emmanuel, we have been having for the past 100 days. Right?
What you should have done, put a gallon bucket there, or a 5-gallon bucket, and see how long it would fall and fill that bucket.
Well, it will take about an hour to hour and a quarter to fill a big tail bucket.
That's 5 gallons.
Right? Yeah. That cannot go reach up to a 400 gallon, neither to a 1,000 gallon.
And then it is illegal to pull that water from the line via WASA. If they come and find you pulling water using a pump to suck water from the line, that's a next problem.
I hope WASA pays, does something about that situation. Not only I alone, over 400 residents.
I'll tell you something. That's the reason why we are in this position like what we are today. Right? Let me tell you all something. Once citizens could come together and lobby together, we're going to get things together. But when people, I know for a fact that when myself and you, Prem, when we were championing, we saw curtain being shifted so.
Yeah.
Right? They're shifting the curtain so and peeping. And they say, let them jackass break.
Yeah. And the grandchild say, Mommy at home.
Yeah, and they're doing that. When we go outside, all we're asking you is to support something that is good. We're not asking you for any money. We're not asking you for any food. All we're asking you is that you are suffering. Criminals are taking over your communities. There's lack of infrastructure. There's flooding in your communities. There's bandits invading your homes. There's so much high prices in food. You can't blame the supermarket owners, because when they had to buy product and they had to pay exorbitant prices for it, you can't go and correlate with Naipaul and Extra Foods and Price Club and all these people. You can't do that. I know for a fact they are buying in bulk and they are trying best.
Cut cost.
Cut cost, because I noticed this. And TJ's shopping center and all it, they are doing a 6 for 20, they are doing a 3 for 20 packages, so that they can be able to give you a kind of bulk price. And I want to say hats off to all these supermarket owners.
All these the profit margin in them thing is so minimal, they could barely pay workers.
Yes, and I tell you something, I want to continue saying this, hats off to the business community in Trinidad and Tobago. You are the real pioneers, you are the real patriots, you are keeping Trinidad and Tobago alive. Without the business community, and I reiterate, without the business community in Trinidad and Tobago, we would have had 40 days, we'd have had janaza, we'd have burial, we'd have cremation, everybody would have done die in this country. So hats off to the business community, keep up your good work. I know you all are, and you know something, Prem? The businessmen never done work. I'm a businessman. You know, there's a sign 7 in the morning to 4. My working hours is 24/7. We like a clock. We always had to be working. A man called it, what it was, I close up the hardware. A man called me, say, "Ma'am, my pipe burst, but you help me out." How I could tell a man no? Now I had to run back, they open my pipe to give this man fittings now. This is how our businessman is. We are like policemen. We are like judge. We are like jury. We are like the magistrate.
And slaves.
We are, yes. And you know something hard part about it, when you buy something, you know, you're ambitious. You build a nice little home. You put your furniture, you put nice furniture and everything. These miscreants in our society watching that. They like to see you living in a cardboard box. They like to see you living in a cardboard box and they go past you out. Anytime your place looking good and you driving a good car and your children satisfied and they educated and all these kind of things, it's like it is a menace. It is a mishap for people. They watch you and they start to bad talk you and they start to think that you're in drugs, you're doing this, you're doing that, and they don't know that they may have been eating better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Many business people are telling something today as I close. There are many businessmen, right? I do a video and I want you all, those of you who are watching, I do a repost on my Facebook page. I want you all to watch that, right? Watch it on my Facebook page and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Money is in front and the man is running. He's not running after the money. He's going after the business and the communities and trying to betterment, because if somebody don't do that, and everybody say, nah, don't fight down nothing, you don't fight, you sit down home, you go in the bar, sit down, drink some beers, go down on the beach, go Cora, go, hey, we're going to have an ill society. So hats off to the business community in Trinidad and Tobago. You are the real patriots, you are the pioneers, and you are the one who have us in the country really and truly above water. I thank you. May God Almighty bless and keep us all safe. We do hope and pray. I'm not going to praise no finance minister. Whatever he says, if he raise the price, if he raise the price of oil or fuel and people cannot handle it and they say, okay, we are going to riot, as he said, they didn't riot yet, maybe they will take his advice this time. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not speculating. I'm not saying anything to really and truly create a situation. I'm not doing that. All I'm saying, from the last advice, what he said, Prem? Close off. What he said?
He said, I have raised the price of fuel by 15%. And then I raise it by another 15%. And then by another 15%. And then come next year, and they didn't riot.
Do it like how we do it in the hand.
Yeah. Spin off.
And he raise it.
Right?
Like, you know, it's like a ball bowling.
And they did not riot yet. So I may very well raise by another 15%.
And what about the grin? What about the grin?
Oh, God. That's a mammary grin.
Yeah, what about that? And we're going to raise it again. And we raise it. Although people Trinidad and Tobago enjoy the budget, I'm not going to watch nothing. I am just going to wait and see what the country is going to do if they do something that is adverse, that is bringing more hardship and suffering to our country. Again, we are going to leave that in the hands of the MPs, the member of parliament for our area.
And you know something, ma'am? Other countries' finance ministers are looking on this man, you know.
Yeah.
All our neighboring countries are looking on it.
And the hard part about it, if
you want to hear what he presenting.
Watch me. If you, as people of Trinidad and Tobago, right, they feel it's smart, but they see Professor Google. You Google other countries' budget, right, in a similar population like us, and you're going to realize it's a cut and paste kind of thing. They look and see what's going on there, they take a piece.
Yes, what other people are looking on.
Yes, and they think, and they cut and paste, and they produce a budget. And they sell it to the country, and we buy it.
Because the Prime Minister and the people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
Okay, so pleasant good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.
Call ceiling experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.